Good morning, everybody. Zoe was eating her little treat there, but I think she got a little distracted. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. This is Zoe, that's Baku, and I'm Kevin. And we even have another little special guest. This is a sulcata tortoise. So I just thought we'd bring out a couple of the other animals that we have here at the farm. So we have over 150 animals here at Ocoee Riverside Farm, including sloths, kangaroos, llamas, and alpacas. Part of the reason that we have the three-banded armadillo is they are actually related to the sloths. They are in the superorder of Zethorans, and so that means hinged spine. So just like how Baku can make himself all the way up into a little ball, so can the sloths and giant anteaters. So those are the three mammals that can make themselves into little balls. I think that's pretty cool. I'm gonna set Baku down, let him run around. Zoe's like, whoa, where are we going? Hope everybody's having a great day. Where are you watching from? We're here in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. And all that rustling that you hear running around, that is Baku. He wants another little sweet potato stick. You want some of that, Edie? She's got to decide sometimes. We'll give her a little treat. New York, Long Island. Well, good morning, Long Island. Hope you're having a great day. I'm sure you got a lovely sunrise. Zoe here is having a little bit of breakfast, and we're going to be doing sloth encounters starting at around 10:30. So if you've ever wanted to see what one of those is like, you can join on. So we actually have 4 sloths here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. We have Flash, and then Zoe, and then Dash, and then we just got a brand new baby sloth named Chloe. So all kinds of cute little animals here to hang out with. Good morning, everybody. If you're just now joining us, we're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. This is a 2-finger or 2-toed sloth named Zoe, and her birthday is December 16th. And that awful noise that you hear all around us is Baku the armadillo kind of running around and looking for bugs. So I'm sure he'll come back by here in just a little bit. While he's running around, this is a baby sulcata tortoise. This little guy is only like, I think 6 or 8 months old, and they're gonna get huge. So we have adult ones that are about 15 to 20 years old, and they weigh about 100 pounds. But what a lot of people didn't know is that Charles Darwin actually got a Galapagos tortoise, and it ended up being Steve Irwin's. So Steve Irwin had a Galapagos tortoise that was 176 years old, which I think the coolest thing ever. Hey Christine, hope you're having a good day. Good morning to you. Thank you. We do try to keep everything nice and clean. They look lovely. Are they nice? Yeah, the sloths are nice. They love to cuddle and have some snacks. We definitely work with them every day just to make sure that they have a good bond with people. And they get to do lots of cuddles. So they're always in a good mood, because who doesn't like cuddles? Who does? Are they rescues? No, these are not rescues. If they were rescues, it'd be a lot different for trying to hold them, and you really wouldn't want to hold them because they probably had a traumatic experience. Our sloths came to us from a breeder and a veterinarian who's been working with sloths for over 30 years. And so his first sloth was an injured sloth that could not go back to the jungle. So because of all of his work and things like that, he only deals with people that are certified zoos or have the same certification as a zoo. So we have a USDA exhibitor certification, which is the same that a zoo does. Good morning in Pennsylvania, Sunny. Hope you're having a great day. Good morning, everybody. If you're just now joining us, we're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. This is Zoe. I'm Kevin. Where's everybody watching from this morning? Good morning, Anatar. Hope you're having a great day. Aloha. Maybe you're in Hawaii. I lived in Guam and Hawaii for a little bit, and John lived in Hawaii also. So we're definitely loving the Pacific area. Oceanside, California. Good morning, Oceanside. Hope you're having a great day. Where are the kangaroos? The kangaroos are actually right out behind us. Right now we're hanging out with Zoe, but here's a cool thing, guys. If you've ever wanted to bottle feed a baby kangaroo, you can come here and do that. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You gotta bring me some of that crawfish etouffee if you're coming up from Louisiana. Oregon. Beautiful up in Pacific Northwest. Australia, what do they eat? Well, the sloths eat a little bit of squash, zucchini, sweet potato, a little bit of rice, and occasionally they get fruit, but we don't give them too much fruit because the fructose would spool up the bacteria and kind of give them the runs. So we definitely gotta watch it. Wenatchee, Washington. Now, I love Wenatchee. So I think, is it the Wenatchee River that's right there? And the little town that always looks like Christmas or whatever. But yeah, we paddled the Wenatchee, and it was a little cold. I think our dry suits were not quite sufficient, but Wenatchee is a beautiful river, and that whole area is gorgeous. Galveston, Texas, and we got a Dallas, Texas, and looks like Michigan. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much. Really appreciate all the viewers and shares and likes. It all goes to helping the little cute animals. And we actually have 4 sloths here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. So if you've ever wanted to hang out with a whole bunch of sloths, you can do that here. Cincinnati. Good morning, Cincinnati. Louisville, you're pretty much a neighbor. You're right up the road. Yeah, so sloths typically live to about 20 or 30 years in the wild. But in captivity, there were 2 sloths in Germany, Jen and Paula, and they made it to 52 and 54 years old. Right, Zoe? So Zoe will hopefully end up growing up to be an old lady and probably live longer than I will. All right. Why isn't it in the wild? Well, it's not in the wild because it was never in the wild. These sloths got their start probably about 30 years ago when their great ancestor was injured and could not go back to the jungle. So they've never known the jungle, and that wouldn't work out well for them. Texas City, Texas. Good morning. Good morning, Amal in Utah. Hope you're having a great day. What kind of dog is this? This is one of those super duper rare dogs called a sloth. So yeah, definitely not a dog. This is Zoe, and she's like, hey, I think there were some more snacks. Are you holding out on me? And you see, she's like, hey, I see it. And she's actually got an eye on Baku because Baku is causing a lot of noise. And I'm gonna grab him when he comes back by. Let's see, Ulta, you have koalas and spiders. Well, that's super cool. That's 2 really awesome things. Let's see here. Can someone tell, does he have this? I'm not sure what you're saying, but this is a sloth, and it's a 2-fingered or 2-toed Linnaeus sloth. I'm Kevin, and you're watching Ocoee Riverside Farm in Benton, Tennessee. We're open to the public. We have over 150 animals, and you can come out here and hang out with them. And we actually have covered wagons right on the banks of the Ocoee River, and they are really cool. Sorry, Baku's like thinking about coming by. Oh, I got him. All right, let's see here. Zoe's like, are you bumping into me? Guys, this is Baku. Excuse me. Baku is a 3-banded armadillo, and he is one of just 2 armadillos that can make themselves all the way up into a little ball. So he is part of the superorder of Zathorans, which means that he is slightly related to the sloths and the giant anteaters, meaning hinged spine. So you can see that they have that ability to curl themselves all the way up into a ball, which I think is super cool. How is Flash feeling? Flash is good to go. He just had a little checkup on his teeth, and he is feeling great. He had some snacks yesterday and day before, and he's totally good to go. Let's see, do we try to recreate an environment? Yes, exactly. And here, I'm gonna actually, let me set Baku down, and I'm gonna spin this around so you can see it. So right here behind us is Flash's 2-story environment. You can see it goes all the way up, okay? And if you've ever wanted a sloth for a roommate, if you stay in the camel condo, you get to see Flash all the time. So that 2-story enclosure that we were just looking up goes all the way up to the camel condo, and so you can see them from there. Also, another cool thing is if you're in the hidden bunk rooms, they just open up like Chronicles of Narnia, right? So you open up this wardrobe and you go in through the clothes, and then when you're in the bunk rooms, you can look down through the floor and see baby kangaroos and baby camels. It's pretty awesome. The other little guy that I brought out this morning is a baby sulcata tortoise. One of the cutest little things ever. Now we have the adults here too, and they're between 15 to 20 years old. And they're still cute, but they're getting close to 100 pounds. So it's a little bit more to really try to grab a hold of them, right? These little guys will not grow too much until about 5 years, but when they reach the 5-year mark, they're gonna get huge. Cool fact is the Galapagos tortoise that Charles Darwin took ended up being Steve Irwin's tortoise, right? So that guy lived 176 years. That's a really long time for a tortoise. Crazy to think they lived almost 200 years. You have 40-pound sulcatas? Yeah. So we feed the sulcatas basically, I like to say salad, tons of leafy greens, all the veggies chopped up, and they go to town on the sulcatas. Yeah, a 40-pound sulcata is big. And if you're in a cold environment and they think that they need to bury down, they're gonna make themselves basically a big hole in the ground. And then when they come out, they come out at like an angle. So you would end up with all these tunnels and stuff all over your pastures. So when it's really cold, you gotta bring them inside. You want to become a conservation biologist and open your own place like this. You love seeing others accomplish something like this. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Hello in Florida. Do I like this animal? I do like this animal. This is Zoe, and she's a 2-fingered sloth. Yep, romaine green leaf, and then a hibiscus bush, yep. Let's see here. They are silly, yep. So what is that on the floor? What you see running around on the floor is a 3-banded armadillo. That 3-banded armadillo is kind of like, I call it God's transformer, right? It can just kind of ball up. And we call them Baku, short for Bakugan, like those little toys. And we're hoping we can get a female one and name her Shaka Khan. Because what kind of would that be? Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. Okay, I can't sing nor dance. It is a Pokemon, that's right, yep. Oh, I think he's coming by. Come here, buddy. Oh, I got you. Guys, this is Baku. Baku is a 3-banded armadillo. That right there is his head, that's his tail. And you can see how he folds up all perfect. And Zoe's like, hey, what is that? You can't eat this, Zoe. You can't eat it. She's very inquisitive. She's like, but I want to eat it. No, Zoe, you're not going to eat the armadillo. Guys, you see this seam right here? So it's kind of a trap. What they'll do sometimes is they open it up. They're like, oh yeah, try to get me. and you put your finger, or maybe like an animal's trying to put its tongue or a claw or a finger in there, and then they snap it shut. And John says that it feels very similar to a car door slamming on your finger. So if you ever want to know what that feels like, put your finger in there. I don't really advise it. Don't do that. So this outside area is called its carapace, and it's made up of the same material as our hair and nails. And then when you spin it around, kind of this lighter color that you see, that's the skin that actually gives it the flexibility to open and close. And then when it runs around, I think it looks like a russet potato running around on the high hills. So pretty cute. It's gotten a little bit bigger, not huge really. Oh, he took off. Oh, if he comes back by, I'll point the camera there. It's Tuk Tuk, a big roly-poly. Where are you going, buddy? Oh, I was trying to show him to you, but he keeps moving around too fast. Do sloths ever bite? Well, they have a mouth. So yeah, they are biting, they're getting their food, but they're not aggressive towards us. And sometimes they just need a little alone time and to relax. But these are about the sweetest animals I've ever met. How can you handle it barehanded? Because they're nice, and I'm nice to the animal too. This sloth is cute, aren't you, Zoe? Do you want any more? Are you done? She's like, I'm done. She just wants cuddles. And guys, this is a lot what the sloth encounter does look like. So if you come for a sloth encounter, sometimes Zoe is just in a cuddle mood. And she just wants to be held. Let's see if I can do this right. Here we go. Thought we'd hold this up so you could see Baku. And here's a cool thing also, is his outside area, his carapace is warm to the touch. Because he's a mammal, right? This is not a shell. This is his living carapace. And you can actually see, I'll try to get it close, you can see tiny little hairs actually coming out of it. It's really just amazing. And I think it's really pretty too, kind of all the detail that's in there. It is a live Pokemon. God made a Pokemon and he called it a three-banded armadillo, I guess, because he's pretty cool. Well, thank you. Guys, you can come out here and do this and visit. We are located in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. Over 150 animals, including sloths, kangaroos, and kangaroos you can bottle feed them. We have miniature Scottish Highland cows. You can bottle feed them. We have alpacas and llamas, sugar gliders and micro squirrels. There's something for everybody. Hendersonville, North Carolina. I actually lived there for a while. My daughter is named after the Green River. Her name is Emerald. So we went up to Hendersonville, Flat Rock, and Asheville area last year, right about now, because it was right after Helene, to try to help out. My sister is living in downtown Asheville, and that was an interesting scenario coming into. Asheville was pretty messed up right after Helene. So if you're still going through any Helene stuff, we're praying for you and hope you're getting everything back to where it should be, because it messed up a lot of things. Where are you going, Zoe? Oh, Zoe's moving all around. Where are you going? It looks a lot better now. Good. I'm glad. That whole area is gorgeous. Let's see if she wants one of these. You want that? Oh, yeah. See, this is Zoe the diva. She's like, give me my food. Zoe, what are you doing? That's the funniest position I think I've ever seen you in. So they have 46 ribs, 2 sets of 23, and then all of their internal organs are attached with a connective tissue. That way their internal organs don't move around. Because you gotta think, they only use the bathroom every 7 to 10 days. So if they had the contents of their stomach pressing down on their lungs and everything else, that would be pretty tough for them to breathe and move around. but that connective tissue keeps everything in place. And then also, when they have a fall in the jungle, it prevents them from getting kind of that secondary trauma that we get if we have a car wreck or whatever. Those connective tissues help keep everything secured. Is that it, Zoe? You don't want any more? I guess she's done. She's just posing now. Good morning, everybody. If you're just now joining us, we're going to be stopping here in just a minute. So if you have a question, let us know what it is. And if you want to shout out where you're from, let us know. We always like to know where everybody's watching from. We're here in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. Get Zoe to lean up here. Good morning. Zoe says good morning. She's very inquisitive this morning. She's looking all around. She had some good snacks. Paris, Texas, good morning. Chattanooga, your neighbor. Arkansas, are they poisonous? No, they're not poisonous. That would not be good. Good morning in Nashville. Hope you're having a great day. Murfreesboro, you're practically a neighbor too. Charlotte, North Carolina. You got the Whitewater Center over there in North Carolina. New Orleans. You gotta bring us some low country boil from New Orleans. We miss the good food. Do they make any noise? They do. So sometimes Zoe, when I put her down, or John, or Michaela, anybody puts her down, she still wants to get held. And what she'll do is she'll go, poof, poof, and then she like reaches out towards you. And I'm a little bit of a pushover, so I might let her snuggle a little bit more. Good morning. Let's see if I missed any messages here. Wasaga Beach, Ontario, Canada. Good morning. I don't know where that is. Michigan, Wisconsin. I think we got everybody. Where do they live? So sloths typically in the wild are going to live in places like Costa Rica, Honduras, Belize. You need your temperature to be between 75 to 85 degrees. And obviously it can't get cold. Sloths do not really regulate their own temperature. They don't enter a form of torpor or hibernation either. But if it's getting too hot or too cold, they start to basically shut things down to save energy. And the bacteria that's inside their stomach could actually basically stop working if it gets too cold, and then the sloth is not going to be able to process its food. So it's really important that that temperature stays right on. You would never get anything done? Yeah, I hear you. Do they have a smell about them? No, they don't have any scent glands. They don't sweat. They don't burp. They don't throw up. So they really don't have a smell. And their hair feels like right between regular hair and beard hair. That's what I think it feels like. My daughter and my girlfriend have informed me that it feels like troll doll hair. Now, I'm not a troll doll hair expert, but that's what I've been told. Let's see here. Good morning in Wisconsin, Castleberry, Florida. Hope you're having a great day. Mexico, Missouri. Do they ever get me with their claws? Not really intentionally, just kind of holding on. They'll be like, oh, okay, I kind of got you. And I'm like, yep, you got me. Cleveland, Ohio. Good morning. Fashion fanatic. Yep, troll dye hair accurate. I see, I told you. Missouri, Australia. Tracy in Australia. So the last time some Australians came to visit, they brought us some Tim Tams. I think that's what they were called. They were like these little chocolate cookies, and pretty good. So if you come visit from Australia, I probably wouldn't say no to Tim Tams again, or something different. Let's see here. Have been told most dangerous because of their claws? Nah, I don't think so. Can we show the armadillo again? Sure, if he slows down. Come here, Mr. Armadillo. Yep, come on, Baku. Baku's running around. He's the three-banded armadillo. And it kind of looks like he's doing a version of Flashdance right now, because I think he just did the splits. But this is Baku. So Baku is a three-banded armadillo. So he has the ability to curl himself all the way up in a circle. This is his head, that's his tail. And he's part of the superorder of Zethorans, just like the sloth and the giant anteater. So that means they have the ability to curl themselves all the way up into a ball. So if you like learning about animals like this, you should come visit. We have over 150 animals. And so when you do a farm tour or an animal encounter, you're getting to see sugar gliders, hedgehogs, micro squirrels, armadillos, iguanas, bearded dragons, camels, kangaroos. It's really cool, guys. There is something for everybody. What is this? This is an armadillo. This is a sloth. I'm a human. We're here at Ocoee Riverside Farm in Benton, Tennessee. Come on out and visit us. We have something to do with everybody. Thought they had leprosy. No, those would be the 7, 8, and 9 banded. Yeah, send us a DM if you're looking for the address or website. It is all in our bio, and it just goes to our website, OcoeeRiversideFarm.com. And we want to see everybody out here. Fall has just started, and the leaves are gorgeous. Right at the covered wagons, you're looking out at the Ocoee River. You can have a campfire right in front of your wagon, and then you can look out the back of the wagon and see giant camels, kangaroos, armadillos, llamas, alpacas. Do a horse ride here and see everything. It's really cool. Oh, and we have a zebra. We have Marty the zebra, and then we also have Jaja, for real, that's its name. And Jaja is about to have another baby zebra, or Zoni, or Zonky, or Zorse. We're not sure which one it's gonna be, but either way, it's gonna be awesome. All right, I'm gonna set him down. We're gonna catch up with some other stuff. So thank you so much for watching. Check back later on. We're gonna be doing a bunch of awesome stuff today, and really appreciate all the follows, all the likes, and all the shares. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Let me know where you're watching from.